Hey friends! Today we're going to be talking about landforms. What's a landform, you probably ask? It is a type of natural feature found on the Earth's surface. So there are so many types of landforms. So many that it would be impossible for me to teach you and show you every single one of them. But I do have a few I'd like to talk to you about. So first we'll start with a mountain. I'm sure most of you know what mountains are. They're very tall, big, they kind of come up at a point. If you look at a map, there's you can see mountain ranges, and they're very, very big. They make you feel very small. Next we'll talk about a valley. Now, valley is the low point between two mountains. A lot of people you'll see like to live in valleys. There's usually some type of water at the bottom, whether it be a river, sometimes a lake. Next, there's also a canyon. I know most of you have heard about the Grand Canyon. A canyon is, I guess, a product of what's called erosion, which is where after a long period of time, wind or water will kind of knock rock down. And so the Grand Canyon is like two big walls with usually a river at the bottom that has just created this big, beautiful landform. It's usually kind of orangey. You can see all the different layers of rock. Another landform are hills, which hills are, think like very small mountains. They just kind of go up and down, but not quite as big and massive. Another one is a volcano. And a volcano is basically a mountain that has access, not exactly access, but it's a place where lava or magma from the Earth's crust will escape from. Yes, let's see. You also have deserts, which are very dry lands. It's filled with lots of sand. An example would be think of the desert like the Wild West, where you have cacti and small brushes. Or another type of desert would be the Sahara Desert, which looks like just giant mountains of sand, basically. Another type of landform would be like the plains, the Great Plains. It's all flat, just grass, barely, very few trees. If you've ever been out to West Texas before, everywhere you can see for miles and miles into nothing except for just straight flat land. It's kind of terrifying almost. Let's see, another landform. If you've ever been to the coast where the ocean is, think beaches where people like to go. Those are called bays. It's a stretch of land where sand meets the ocean. Another type of landform is a peninsula. Now, peninsula, if you've ever seen the shape of Florida, Florida is a peninsula. Peninsula is some land that is mostly surrounded by ocean, but it's not an island, which an island is completely surrounded by ocean. And then you also have plateau. Plateaus are pretty cool. Think a mix of a canyon and a plain put together. So a plateau is a flat area that has been raised above another flat area. And then you also have a cliff. A cliff is just a sudden drop, whether it be right by the coast at the ocean, or sometimes you'll come across a cliff at a canyon, or somewhere like up in the mountains. It's just you're just land and it just suddenly drops off. Yes, so those are all of the ones that I was going over with you. So we are going to do an activity, and if you would please grab a piece of paper. It can be lined paper or construction paper or whatever you have at home. And then you'll also want some crayons or color pencils or markers or whatever you have. So first I'd like you to take your piece of paper and fold it in half, hamburger style, like so. And then fold it in half again, hamburger style, like this. And then fold it in half one more time. Ooh, this one's thick, so it's kind of hard, but that's okay. Hopefully you guys wouldn't have as much room. And it should look like this. And then when you open it up, you should have 8 squares. All right, so of all of those here, for you guys, I'm gonna draw over these lines so you can see them better, because you probably can't see them as well through this video. All right, one moment. There, so you should have 8 squares, or I guess they're rectangles. Anyways, so I want you to think back to all of those landforms we kind of went over, and I want you to pick 8, and you're going to draw them, 1 in each little square. For example, I'm going to pick mountains, draw a little snow at the top, and label it. There you go, mountains. Another one I'm going to do, which is always a fun one, I'm going to do volcano. So I'm going to draw like what a volcano looks like. Make it explode, right? Because you can't have a volcano if it doesn't explode. It's not as cool. Maybe have some lava going down, right? Oh, gotta write my word. Didn't leave room. There you go, make a volcano. Let's see, another one I'll do for an example. Oh no, let's do an island. Islands are pretty cool. If you've ever been to one. Gotta draw the ocean. Alright, because an island is completely surrounded by the ocean. Just like that. So I want you guys to, if you need to, go back through the video and look at the different ones and pick the ones that you really like and think are really cool and draw them in each of the boxes, color them, make them look nice. And that's pretty much it. Love you guys.